I'm wrapping up this letter that I wrote you. Maybe it's the only way to go through. I won't lose myself for anybody. I'm not sorry. Yeah. Though it hurts, I only wish you blessings. When intuition talks, you gotta listen. I won't lose myself for anybody. I'm not sorry. Yeah. 'Cause you build me up to break me down. Never respect the love you found. And I had a voice inside the back of my mind. I always knew it deep down. You don't deserve me, babe, I won't lie. Got no more tears to cry. Oh, no looking back this time. 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 Running from the truth was getting reckless. In your arms I never felt protected. Oh. 'Cause you don't deserve me, babe, I won't lie. Got no more tears to cry. Oh. No looking back this time. 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 No looking back this time.
Yes. I hope you're all well this evening. We've got another show for you. Going to do a quick show before I do my show tonight with Usam and the gang, which will be the Liverpool show. But I wanted to dig into all the stuff that's happening right now and all the things which have happened overnight. And I also wanted to do a quick Liverpool and Arsenal preview. I won't do a preview show. I'll do it now on this show. You're stuck in Croatia. Well, I hope you're enjoying it there, mate. I hope you're enjoying it there. Please let there be a bomber. There's a little bomber that we can talk about. Also, big up Mr. Sky Blue. Right, 66 of you in here. hit the like and subscribe, please. Before we start, I also want a quick shout out to my channel sponsor, which will be for quite a long time now, because I'm going to be doing more stuff with them in the next month or so. Match Bingo. If you want to download the app, the description's in my chat. The link is in my description. You can download it for Android and Apple. You've got the games this weekend. You've got the game tonight, which is in the Championship. Some of the games, I'll do that. I'll do that another time. Maybe later on in the show, I'll look at the games. But if you want to get involved, it's £2 a ticket. If you buy 4, you get 1 free, and if you use the QR code, then you get £10 free when you deposit £5. Scanning the QR code, and obviously gamble responsibly. Check it out; it's good. I'll leave it on for a little bit. Okay. Right. Where do we begin? So, first of all, Nick Waltermader. Wow. Everybody was talking about him. Everybody was talking about this guy. He had a really good under-21 tournament. Looks like a good player. 6'6", can do a lot of things. Not just a lump. Reminds me a little bit of a Peter Crouch. Newcastle have done the business. So they've signed him. He passed his first medical today, nice and early. He arrived last night at like 11 o'clock at night, checked into a hotel, got up early in the morning, got his medical done. They really tried to get him registered for the game at the weekend against Leeds, but they had not been able to do that in time. And as you said, Russell, Wolves have also done their business. So Wolves have signed a replacement for Strand Larsen. And I can't remember his name, but I'll show you the post in a minute. The Here We Go in a minute. Which is good for Wolves. The dominoes are falling into place, which means that Strand Larsen should get his move to Newcastle United, which means Newcastle United will have filled their attacking quota, and the money they are spending, according to Sky, not me, according to Sky, the money they are spending right now is the Isaac money that Liverpool have paid them. That's what people are talking about. They're splashing the cash which they have from the Isaac sale. And they won't be getting 150 million for Isaac. They might only be getting 120. It's not confirmed, but they might only be getting 120 million for Isaac. It's not 100% confirmed, but it looks like Liverpool have the advantage. It looks like Liverpool are now in control, which means the Alexander Isak deal is going to happen because they're already spending the money. If they buy Strand Larsen and they've already bought Waltermead, you're looking at about 130 million for those two players, which means they'll be getting around that kind of money for Isaac. That's what I'm saying. Work it out. They've had a £55 million bid rejected for Larsen because they want 63 million. If they spend 63 million and they've already spent 70 million or 69 million on Waltermead, work out the numbers. Doesn't have to take a brain surgeon to work out those numbers. They add up to probably how much they're going to get for Isaac. So 63 million plus 69 million equals 132 million. They're probably only going to get 132 million off Liverpool, maybe even less. I think Liverpool are going to give them 120 million straight up cash, and then the rest are add-ons. And I've been told it's 138 million in total. I don't know how true that is, but I've been told it's 138 million in total, and I will keep on saying it until it's wrong. Okay, I'll keep on saying it until it's wrong. But if you add Larson and you add Walter Made Up, you get around 132 million, which is the money that they're getting for Isaac, because they can't afford to be spending all this money on Malik Thau and the likes of Ramsey and the likes of who did they sign? It was the midfielder they signed. Anthony Alanga. They can't afford it. They only had about 100 million to spend in their transfer window anyway. So they can't afford to be spending all this money unless they have it coming in. Well, they have it coming in from Isaac. They have the money coming in from Alexander Isaac. So that's where we sit. Liverpool, like I said in the description, power moves. Power moves. Guehi is happening. Do not worry. Mark Guehi is going to happen. It doesn't look like he's going to stay. He's coming to Liverpool. Mark Guehi will happen. That's a deal that Liverpool will get done. It will get done because Crystal Palace have just signed his replacement. Newcastle have just signed Alexander Isak's replacement. That's the reason why we haven't signed these players earlier. It's because we've been waiting for the clubs to sign their replacements. Otherwise, what kind of club are we? We're just going to take all their players and not give them any time to get replacements. Newcastle have took a long time. Crystal Palace have took a long time. Crystal Palace have took a long time because they haven't got any money and they keep on getting rejected because they haven't got the money. Like, they can't go and splash money that they haven't got. Newcastle can spend 130 million if they know 130 million is coming back to them. So they can spend it and then recoup it. Crystal Palace don't have 50 million to spend. They don't have 50 million to spend. So that's why they need to have the Guehi money. And they'll get the Guehi money. They'll get 35 million with 5 million add-ons. And that's the deal done. And the Isaac deal, as far as I'm concerned, is a total of 138 million with 120 million cash with add-ons. So that's going to be 120 million cash with 18 million add-ons, and they're achievable add-ons. And we haven't finished. We have not finished. We have not finished because there is a rabbit that come out the hat, and it's Morgan Rogers. And there's a reason why Tottenham Hotspur have gone for a different midfield target. There's a reason why Tottenham Hotspur have swapped their target from Morgan Rogers, who Fabrizio Romano confirmed had the green light to go to Tottenham for 55 million. He had the green light to go to Tottenham for 55 million. And they've switched and they've gone for Xavi Simons because Liverpool have put their hat in the ring for Rodgers. And I've got a post from my source, which is from earlier on this month, who mentioned Morgan Rogers as a Liverpool target. But I didn't want to bring it up and I didn't want to throw it into the mix because I thought it's a little bit too much. I'm not sure we're going to go down that route as well. But this was brought up by my source a couple of weeks ago that Liverpool have looked at Morgan Rogers. And by the way, if you want to get any memberships in now, drop them in there now before I start sharing screens. Or if you want to drop a super chat or a super thanks, drop it into the link now, because I'm going to start the show and I'm going to start going through screen shares. So if you want to do that, do it now, and we'll start talking about it, and I'll give you a shout out now. Otherwise, we'll carry on with the show. I'll give you a couple of seconds, and I'll also leave the QR code on there while I have a quick drink. So if you want to drop any memberships, do it now, gang. Cool. Okay, let's get into it then. Right, so, by the way, if anybody knows who my source is because of the posts, please don't write it in the chat. Okay? Please don't write it in the chat. All right? Because it's not fair. Okay? It's not fair because I'm giving you this information from the person that I get it from. So please don't drop it in. Please don't start writing names in the chat. Okay? Because I'm not going to tell you if it is or it isn't. Okay? Just going to let you know that. All right? Okay, where are we? I've got loads of stuff to talk about as well tonight. Okay, so the Morgan Rogers stuff is here. Oh, big up Charlie. Really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the super chat. Give me Isaac and Guehi. 100%. 100%, mate. Give me those two as well. Honestly. Morgan Rogers is a power move. Morgan Rogers is a power move. It really is. Oh, sorry. Oops. I made me big and I didn't make the post big. Okay. So this was from the 10th of July. All right. 10th of July, this one. All right. So this is how good my source is. This is how good my source is. 10th of July, he's posting about Morgan Rogers. Nobody knows about Morgan Rogers in Liverpool. Nobody at all until today. But he was posting about it the 10th of July. Liverpool FC have Aston Villa's Morgan Rogers as one of the options to reinforce their attacking line this summer. You can confidently say, you're not my source. Liverpool scouts have watched Morgan Rogers over 10 times throughout last season and have presented highly impressive reports on him, according to club sources. However, a deal is currently seen as very complicated. Aston Villa have no intention to sell, and Rogers is under contract until June 2030. Unless something unexpected happens, a move this summer is extremely difficult, but Liverpool remain admirers of the player. Well, something has changed because Aston Villa were willing to sell him to Tottenham for 55 million about 2 days ago, according to Fabrizio Romano. So you have to ask the question, why have they not gone for Morgan Rogers? Why have they suddenly gone for Xavi Simons? And then you also have to go back to the posts that came from Paul Joyce, which said, Liverpool are looking for attackers. Liverpool are looking for attackers, and they're looking for a player that can play in multiple positions. That's not Alexander Isak. That might have been Rodrigo, but Rodrigo's not moving. That might have been Malik Fofana, but Malik Fofana's not moving, and he's certainly not going to move now because Lyon have sold Cherki and they've sold Makadazi to Aston Villa, which is interesting that he's going to Aston Villa, and he was also a player that Liverpool were heavily linked with. Are we seeing things that are kind of computing now with the way Liverpool are doing business. I'm convinced that we sold Diaz to Bayern Munich, so Walter Maid didn't get sold to Bayern Munich, which meant that he was available for Newcastle to do a deal with. I believe Liverpool were involved in the Walter Maid deal. And I hope that comes out. I really hope that comes out. The reason why that deal got done in 2 hours is probably because Richard Hughes was involved to get that deal done so we could get Isaac out of Newcastle. And I'm doing that as well, by the way. Morgan Rogers to Liverpool. Is it so far-fetched if he cost 55 million? Because there's another player that Liverpool are trying to sell for 55 million. And it's Harvey Elliott. It's Harvey Elliott. We're trying to sell Harvey Elliott. And guess who's just left RB Leipzig? Xavi Simons. And he's gone to Tottenham, where Morgan Rogers was meant to be going. And he's gone to Tottenham now. And RB Leipzig have already agreed terms with Harvey Elliott. And Liverpool have gone and said what recently? Oh, we don't want to sell Harvey Elliott. Well, we've heard that one before. We heard that one before with Luis Diaz. We had that one before with Luis Diaz. We don't want to sell. We don't want to sell. We don't want to sell. Oh, we've sold him. Liverpool. Expect the unexpected. Expect the unexpected. I love that. I love that from The Matrix, Mike. That's great stuff from The Matrix. No credible links to Rodgers. No credible links to Rodgers. Only the guy that's been right about every single transfer this window that I get sourced from, that I give you the information from. Only the person in the Middle East that seems to be dropping some of the bombs before anybody else. I don't know. He's talking about Guehi before anyone else. He's talking about Vert before anyone else. He was talking about Frimpong before anyone else. He was talking about Kerkez way, way before anyone else. And he's always been under the impression that the Isaac deal is done. Always. And he drops the Morgan Rogers stuff on the 10th of July. Sorry, the 10th of August. 10th of August that got dropped. Look, if Liverpool have been looking at Morgan Rogers and we scouted him 10 times last season, you don't think there's an opportunity there? You don't think we've done the groundwork? You don't think that was a case of, well, Tottenham went all the way and then Aston Villa went, oh, hang on a minute. Liverpool have been talking to this guy, and then the agent of Rodgers contacts Liverpool and goes, Tottenham are looking at putting a bid in for me. Aston Villa have agreed. Okay. All right then. Let's make sure we stop that then. Tottenham, we're going to sign Rodgers, but you can have Xavi Simons. Oh, and we need RB Leipzig to sell Xavi Simons because Harvey Elliott's going in the opposite direction. Have we seen this before? Is this something that Liverpool have done before? The dominoes effect? Because that's what it looks like to me. Rodgers could be right at the end of the window. Rodgers could be money down the back of the couch. How much have we got left? Can we scratch together 55 million for him? Can we help Aston Villa with their PSR issues out? Would we have an upper hand over Aston Villa because of their PSR issues? if we sign Mark Guehi, maybe we could give them Joe Gomez. Certainly sort out their defensive issues. I'm just putting 2 and 2 together. That's all I'm doing. I'm putting two and two together. But all I know is Aston Villa have signed 2 strikers. They've signed 2 strikers, and Mikadazi isn't going to Aston Villa to be on the bench. He's not going on there to be on the bench. You say 55 million is peanuts, but it's a lot of money to Aston Villa right now. It's a lot of money to Aston Villa right now. They need the money. Edwards and Hughes are playing career mode. I think Edwards and Hughes are playing editor mode. Anyway, there's over 218 of you here. Big up for all joining in. Hit the likes and subscribe. And if anyone wants to become a member, join the membership. It's 99p. I do a members only show on Sunday, which is no holds barred. It's called Conspiracies and Rabbit Holes. Get involved. If anyone wants to drop any memberships, please do. Really appreciate it. And it's great to have more people on board. But yeah, join the membership. Become one of the rebels. There's over 348, I think, rebels now. So get involved. No, Mikadazi's from Leon, mate. From Leon. He's the Georgian international player. I probably said his name wrong. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna show you him. So maybe I pronounced his name wrong. Where is he? This guy. Mikadazi? Oh, Villarreal agreed. Oh, it's Villarreal. Oh, I thought it was Villa. I thought it was Villa. Oh my God. I made an absolute ass of that. I thought it was Villa. I thought it was Villa. I read Villa. I don't know why I read Villa, and I thought it was Aston Villa. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, what was that? Sorry. What, can we get Rodgers? Well, apparently we're in talks with him. I thought it was Villa. I thought it was Aston Villa, not Villarreal. Oh my God. Oh no. I made an absolute ass of that one. Big up though, big up. I'm here for the comedy. Yeah? I'm here for the comedy. Anyway, here's one of the dominoes. Wolves agree a deal to sign Tolu Oroku Dar from Genk for 28 million. So he will replace Strand Larsen, and then they will get 63 million for Strand Larsen, who they paid 20 million for. 20 million they paid for him. Honestly, 20 million, and they're gonna sell him for 63, and they're buying this guy for like 27 million euros, which is like 20 million quid. Like, Wolves doing madness, honestly. Wolves doing madness. Really are. Okay, so what have I got for you? Couple of things. Obviously, the here we go for Mikadazi was pointless. So let's just sack that one off. Little bit on the Tottenham signing, Xavi Simons. He will be the 4th most expensive signing of all time for Tottenham, which is wild. Like, that's a wild one. So many big signings this season. So many big signings in the Premier League this season. I genuinely don't know how much the money's going to go up to. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Also, congratulations to Giovanni Leone for his first call-up to the international team. Gennaro Gattuso's called him up, which is great. That's a great one for him to get a call-up. And also Chiesa got called up as well, which is great. Also, congratulations to Rio. It's his birthday today, and he got a wee birthday haircut as well. So congratulations to him. Also, absolutely loving Mo Salah, putting all the pressure on Arsenal. Liverpool's Mo Salah believes Arsenal are this year's Premier League title favourites. Love it. That's what you want to do. Put all the pressure on Arsenal. Put all the pressure on Arsenal. Put all the pressure on Farteta. Like, do it. That's just brilliant. It's brilliant by Mo. Deflection. Making them feel the heat. They're coming to Anfield next. Like, they've got to perform. Mo thinks they're the favourites. Mo isn't dissing Liverpool. Mo's just doing mind games. And it's great. It's exactly what we want. We want him to make Arsenal feel the heat. We want him to put them under pressure by saying, yeah, they're the favourites. Yeah, they have to perform. Love it. Absolutely love it. That's great by Mo. It's great by Mo. What else have I got for you? So more on Isak. Alexander Isak's proposed move to Liverpool has moved closer in the past 24 hours. Sources now expect the Premier League record transfer bid to arrive over the weekend. It's coming. It's coming. I mean, I hope it happens while we're live. That would be amazing. And then I thought this was funny. Arne Slot doesn't need to come up with any new tactics. All Arne Slot needs to do is keep Ekitike on. That's all Arne Slot needs to do. This is Arne Slot's new tactics. Leave Ekitike on. Because whenever he takes Ekitike off, the opposition score. Ekitike came off in the 73rd minute. Semenyo got an equaliser in the 77th. Ekitike came off in the 80th minute. Asula got an equaliser in the 88th minute. Don't take Ekitike off and you win games and you don't concede. That's it. There you go. They're the tactics that he needs to imply. He needs to apply these tactics. Don't take Ekitike off. And then Liverpool don't concede goals. Simple as that. It's as easy as that. Also wanted to show you the team for next season. I mean, woof. Seriously? I mean, if you didn't think Arne Slot was rebuilding Jurgen's team, then you need to look at the team because he's rebuilding Jurgen's team. Jurgen's team, clearly not what Arne Slot wants. The only survivors will be Alisson, Virgil van Dijk, and Mo Salah. Really, because Gravenberch, McAllister, I mean, were they Jurgen signings? I'm not even sure they were Jurgen signings. I think they were Pep Linder's signings. Cody Gakpo was as well. So you've only got Ali, Virgil, and Mo. But were they Jurgen signings? Like, you have to ask the question, were they Edward signings? Because if you've got Ali, who Klopp wanted trap, Klopp wanted trap, and he also wanted Butland as well, by the way. I just want to make sure you understood that. Klopp wanted Trapp and Butland. They were his main goalkeepers, and it was Edwards and it was Edwards and the scouting committee that wanted Ali. I think Klopp did want Virgil van Dijk. I do think he wanted Virgil van Dijk, but Klopp did want Max Hummels. So if he got his own way, he would have got Max Hummels. That would have been a case. He would have got Max Hummels. And he wanted Julian Brandt. He didn't want Mo Salah. So, look, there was also Goinkrens. He wanted Goinkrens as well. So you have to ask the question, really. Like, Gravenberch, I'm not even sure Gravenberch was a Jurgen, because Jurgen wanted Endo. So I think Gravenberch was probably Linders, and he's also Dutch. And I also think Cody was Jurgen's. Sorry, was Linders, because he was Dutch. So I actually think those two were Jurgen's. McAllister, I'm convinced McAllister was the committees. I'm convinced that McAllister was the committees, because that got done by Julian Edwards. That got done by Julian Edwards. Sorry, Julian Ward. Julian Edwards. What's that, like his brother? Julian Ward. That got done by Julian Ward before George Smack came in. So I'm convinced that maybe at a touch, maybe Virgil might have been. I'm sorry, Matt Hummels, not Max. Yeah, you're right. Big up. Matt Hummels, not Max. It sounds like it should be a Max, though, shouldn't it? He's German. Anyway. So, yeah. So, look. That's all slots. Like Kirkes, Frimpong, Guehi, Wirtz, Ekatike, Isaac. They are all slots. Or are they all Edwards and Hughes? Or are they all Edwards? That's what you need to look at. Are we now looking at a constructed, built team for next season, which is all Michael Edwards choosings? And we basically got the coach to manage them. Have we? Because if you want to roll back time, Frimpong, Edwards tried to sign when he was 17 or 16, either 16 or 17, but he went to Manchester City. Kirkes, we looked at a couple of years ago before he went to AC Milan. Gravenberch, we looked at Gravenberch when he was 17. So he was one on our radar anyway. Wirtz, we tried to sign when he was 17. Isaac, we tried to sign when he was 17 from AIK. And Ekatike, well, Ekatike's been a target since PSG, since he left PSG. Sorry, since he went to PSG. So are we now looking at the team that Edwards wanted back in the day, but he couldn't get? And now he's the COO, and he's got his right-hand man in Hughes, and he's just given him the wedge. There you go. Loads of money here. There's always been loads of money, by the way. It's just someone didn't want to spend it. But here it all is. Go and get your players. That's what you got to look at the team like that. Like, because how many teams can you say you've looked at signings wise, yeah? And there's potentially 4 signings this season that we get in that we tried to sign 5 or 6 years ago. Like, how many teams can you go, you know what? We've just got 4 players in, but you know what? We tried to sign them years ago, but we couldn't get them. But now we can get them. That's crazy. That's not a coincidence. That's not a coincidence. They didn't just turn around and go, oh, you know what? We're going to get him, and him because they're amazing now. No, we were going to get him, and him because they were going to be amazing when we were going to sign them, but we didn't get to sign them. But now we've got a chance, so we'll get them now, and we'll have them for when they're all in prime. Isaac's about to hit prime. Frimpong's about to hit prime. Wirtz is a couple of years away from prime, but he's still incredible. And obviously Kirkes. And then obviously Ekitike. I mean, Guehi's just a brilliant signing. He's one of the best centre-backs in the Premier League. And for me, I think he's going to be the perfect replacement for Virgil. We signed Virgil when he was 25, I think. 25 going on 26. And Guehi's already played 10,000 minutes. He's top level. I think he's going to be a terrific signing. And he can also play on the right, on the left. He can also fill in at right back. He can fill in at left back. He can also play defensive midfield. He did that for Chelsea under 21s. He was a defensive midfielder when he was younger. So you've got a jack of all trades. But for me, I think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant work. Absolutely brilliant work. I think Guehi gets done, mate. And I know you're saying that Glasner's saying it's not possible for him to leave. They've just signed a centre-back. There's a reason why they're signing a centre-back. Because Guehi's going. It's not up to Glasner. It's down to the board. And the owner's already said, if he doesn't sign a new contract, we have to sell him. Well, he's not signing a new contract. So they're going to sell him. And Liverpool are the only club that he wants to go to. I've just got a super chat as well. Big up Charlie. K-Mac, so glad Ekitike is doing well. I wanted him since day one in the window. Ekitike was always ahead of everyone for me, even Isaac, because at the time I thought it was impossible, but to get both, I know, mate, it's unbelievable. I'm so happy Ekitike's hit the ground running. Because if he hadn't, it would have all been about, oh, well, compared to this guy, compared to that guy. Have I got another super chat? Sorry, 2 seconds. Let me just check. Ryan Wiley. Big up Ryan Wiley. Or Ryan Willie. Big up Ryan Willie. K-Mac, what percentage? Okay, so I'll give you the stuff I've got on Rodgers. So here's what I've got on Rodgers. So Indy posted about Rodgers. Where is it? Indy posted about Rodgers. I think it was earlier on today. So let me give you the stuff. Okay, so it's on Football Insider. And did I take the screenshot? I did take the screenshot. So this is Indy, by the way. This is Indy Colour, by the way. Okay, Mo Salah, Cody Gakpo, Ekitike are likely to be the chosen front three for much of the campaign, but Slot would not turn down the chance for further reinforcements. Rodgers has emerged as a potential target for the Reds ahead of the 1st of September deadline, with those at Anfield being huge admirers of the 23-year-old former Man City Academy gem. Kept tabs by many Premier League clubs. Tottenham are also interested in Rodgers. Obviously, Rodgers is not going to Tottenham now. They've got Xavi Simons. Xavi Simons' replacement at RB Leipzig is supposed to be Harvey Elliott, who's agreed terms. Harvey Elliott came on and played like 4 minutes in the last game, and he didn't even come on in the game before that. So Harvey Elliott's going to be sold, but the price needs to be right. And Liverpool value him highly because, well, if you've got Xavi Simons going for 65 million, surely Harvey Elliott's worth more. So Liverpool are going to be looking for all the money that Tottenham paid for Xavi Simons straight back to get Elliott. They're not going to sell him for like 30 million or 40 million. That just doesn't make any sense. Jacob Ramsey went for, was it 55 or 45 million? Like, he's better than him. So there's going to be money that needs to come in for him. Liverpool aren't going to let Elliott go on the cheap. So that one, I think it all depends on Harvey Elliott going. If Harvey Elliott doesn't go, then we don't get Rodgers. That's my feeling on it. What I have got is this is the post from Indy. This is the post. So this is the post from Indy on the 29th. Ideally, LFC want striker and attacker who can play across the front line. Remember, that's two. That's not one. That's not one. That's two. And also, Paul Joyce has said this. Paul Joyce has also said this. Liverpool want two. They want two because we don't want to put Rio in a situation where we have to rely on Rio. Like, he has to come on as a main player. Like, we don't want to do that. Like, that isn't what we want to be doing with a 17-year-old kid, is relying on him to score winners and to make a difference. We want to be bringing him on so it's comfortable for him, so he's not under so much pressure. And I understand that he dealt with the pressure and he scored a really important goal. And I get that. But that's not what Liverpool want to do with a kid. That's what Arsenal do with their kids. Yeah, that's what other teams do with their kids. But we're not doing that. And this is the tweet from Indy. Liverpool are planning to approach attacking superstar Morgan Rogers. Harvey Elliott bid. Okay, that's the post. Today at 5 o'clock. There'll be another one probably later on by him. But that is the post. And it's Harvey Elliott goes to RB Leipzig to replace Xavi Simons, and Morgan Rogers comes to Liverpool to replace Harvey Elliott. That's it. There's nothing really else to say. And then you have to kind of fit it. You have to fit it into an area of, well, who are we replacing? So let me close this and let me go back to the tactics board and let's have a look who we would be replacing. Yeah. So who would we be replacing if we signed Morgan Rogers? Let's have a look at the board. Okay. So let's put this person down as Rogers. Okay. Let's put this person down as Rogers. Right. So this is Guehi, Isaac, and Rogers finishes the transfer window. Yeah. Okay. So we take Harvey Elliott out. Okay, so Harvey Elliott gets sold. Kostas Tsimikas has already gone. Okay, and I'll talk about that in a bit. So Kostas Tsimikas has gone now. He's gone to Roma. That's him finished. Not finished, but he's gone. Okay, so he's moved on. McConnell's also gone today. That's been confirmed. So he's gone as well. Okay, so let's look at the team. All right, so the team against Arsenal. Let's just say it's going to be Wirtz. So it's going to be Wirtz and Ekitike, Cody, Salah, Mack, Grav, Kirkes, Virgil van Dijk, Konate, and Dominic Szoboszlai. Yeah. Okay. Say we get all the players we need. Yeah. The left wing backup currently for Cody is Rio. Okay. The striker backup currently for Ekitike is Chiesa, because that's who's come on to replace him. Okay, we all agree on that. The backup for Wirtz currently is actually Dominic Szoboszlai. Yeah. So then the main team would be Frimpong. The backup for Frimpong is Bradley. The backup for Konate is Leone. The backup for Virgil van Dijk is Gomez. The backup for Kirkes is Robbo. The backup for McAllister is Jones. The backup for Gravenberch is Endo. The backup for Alisson is Mamadashvili. And then you have Train Ione, Stefan Bajcetic. I mean, these two you might as well just leave here because they're not part of of the first team at all. So you might as well just move these out of the way completely. So you've got Dan's and Wright. Don't even put them in the first team. There's no point. So then you have 3 players. Let me make my screen a bit bigger. Okay. So then you have 3 players that potentially come in. Morgan Rogers, Alexander Isak, and Mark Guehi. Okay, so then we have to look at the situation with Leone. Is Leone classed as a first team player? Maybe not. He's 18. So maybe we move him into the under 21s just for the time being. Yeah. Or maybe we just put him with the bunch of youngsters like Stefan, Trey. Yeah, because Stefan Bajcetic is McConnell's replacement and Trey Ione is Tyler Morton's replacement. And Leone is, I don't know. I don't know where he would be. Would he be Nathaniel Phillips' replacement? Or would he be Gerald Quanta's replacement? I don't think he is. So then you have to look at the signings that we could make happen. If we sign Guehi, he comes in for Canate. Then you have Leone, who can play. He can play that position. He can play that position. He can also play that position. So you've got a rotational 5th choice. Then you've got Isak. Isak will be the first choice. Then you have Ekatike. Then you have Chiesa. Well, Chiesa can then be Salah's backup. Then you have Rodgers. If you get Rodgers, then you can put Rio into the pile of backups for the midfield. So you've got a Trey backup here. Actually, yeah, you put Trey there, you put Stefan there. So then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 players here. And then you got Rio behind Rodgers. That is quality all over the park. That's a lot of quality in that team. But what you also have is you have a lot of youth in that team. So let's just take the youth out of the team, yeah? There's a lot of youth in this team. That's an 18-year-old. That's a 17-year-old. That's an 18-year-old. Leave him where he is. So you have 3 youth team players there, and potentially you could drop Dans into there as well, just as a backup striker. And these are, as Arne Slot said, he wants a Premier League proven or a Premier League ready backup for a first team player. So he wants first team players having a backup player which will push them. Well, Kirkez and Robbo can fight it out. Bradley and Frimpong can fight it out. Endo and Gravenberch, they're probably not going to fight it out, but Endo can come on and finish games. McAllister and Jones can fight it out. Isak and Ekatike can fight it out. Cody and Rogers can fight it out. Chiesa can come on for Salah every now and again. And then you got Wirtz and Dom can fight it out. Guehi and Canate can fight it out. Virgil van Dijk and Gomez, they're not going to fight it out, but Gomez is going to be a decent bit of backup if he's needed. And then Alisson and Mamadashvili. Like, this is what we talk about. We talk about strength all over the park and 2 positions that we have enough players in. Well, if we get those 3, there's your business done. There's your business. There's your guy that's probably going to replace Canate, if I'm honest. If he doesn't sign a new contract, he replaces him. Yeah? Or he replaces him anyway, because he'll probably force his way into the team because he's a better player right now. So that's one to look at. Then you've got Dominic Szoboszlai and Wirtz. Dominic Szoboszlai is playing brilliantly. Wirtz is hot and cold right now. Then you've got Isaac and Ekatike. Wow, that's an option to have. Rodgers and Cody Gapco. Great option to have. We did it with Diaz and Cody last season. And obviously Chiesa's the odd one out because Chiesa's not going to play a lot of football. But we may sell Chiesa. I don't know. But I don't think we will sell Chiesa. But Chiesa's happy to be in the team. So maybe we're not signing Rodgers. Maybe we're not. But if you throw him into the mix, that really does give you a solid line. That gives you a huge amount of talent to back up all the players. And then you've still got the likes of Leone, Rio, Trey, Dans, and Stefan. Still there. Still got youth. Can still bring them in. They can still play cup games. Maybe they're not going to get much games in the Champions League because those games look quite difficult, a lot of them. So we're probably going to play a lot of our first team. But there you go. I'm just putting it out there. Big up whoever's just scanned the QR code. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the app. So anyway, that's my spin on it. That's where I think he will play. That's where I think that is needed. A couple of other things. What else have I got for you? Obviously, Brentford are on the verge of signing Max Bayer from Borussia Dortmund, 45 million. If that goes through, then that means Johan Visser will move to Newcastle and they get their two strikers. But it looks like maybe that deal's going to be a bit more difficult, and that's where probably they'll get the Strand Larsen deal done first. But it could be either or. According to Sky, it could be either or. It could be Larsen, it could be Visser. They both want to move, but Newcastle won't sign both. What else have I got? Cody Gapco contracts. So, according to Indy Caller, he hasn't heard anything about the Cody contract. So, this might not be as true as everybody thinks. But I know he's been in talks to get a new contract. Is that deal dead? Oh, okay, that deal's dead. Okay, all right. Thanks for the update. Okay, so it is Strand Larsen then. So according to Indy, that may not be the case that he is in talks yet. I mean, this one is absolutely crazy. That it's not Liverpool related, but Kobbie Mainoo, leaving Manchester United, I didn't see that one coming. I thought Kobbie Mainoo would be a midfielder this season for Manchester United. I thought he'd be one of their main midfielders. But yeah, so apparently they're trying to get rid of him. He wants to go to Napoli. I don't understand how he thinks he's going to get into the Napoli team. They've just signed their old midfielder, who was a legend for them. Bayer Leverkusen with a funny as well. That's hilarious. Just hoping we don't get Grimsby. That's hilarious. Bayer Leverkusen. Putting the boot in. Maybe Ten Hag's at the in charge of the media. Update from Ivan Schwakov. Liverpool and Alexander Isak have tonight been given the green light and bid imminent from Liverpool. He thinks that's a done deal, by the way. He thinks that's a deal that's happening. He's always said it has. Also, the Visser one, Yeah, the Vissa one was interesting as well because this is from Craig No Hope, I'm going to call him from now on. Johan Vissa not expected to be part of the Brentford squad because he's awaiting his move to Newcastle. But it's okay. It's okay to be on strike. It's okay to not play. Of course it's okay. Big up Charlie again. When we sign Guehi and Isaac, no team will be able to compete. Mate, totally agree. Totally agree. It's going to be unbelievable. Unbelievable. Like I said, happy birthday to Rio, 17 years old. Brilliant. This one was interesting as well because this was from Eddie Howe's mouth. Newcastle finally land one of their targets. €88 million deal it was for Walter Maid, which is obviously 69 million. So Fabrizio's just been saying everything now, hasn't he? But Liverpool will be there for Isaac. The possibilities of signing are increasing in the last hours. They just need to get a call from Newcastle saying we are ready, and then the medical will be done. Like Liverpool are just, they're there. We're waiting at the phone. It's going to happen soon. And obviously, Crystal Palace are also looking for reinforcements now. So they're interested in signing forward Christoph Baumgartner from Leipzig. That's Leipzig losing another player. More money in the bank, which means that more money to spend on Harvey Elliott. So this is from Eddie Howe. You can't be oblivious to things that have happened. You've got to look at all the information. I have a footballing preference, but when you have to take everything else into account, you can't just be oblivious to things that have happened on Isaac's future. Very vague, but let's be honest, not a lot they can do now. And according to a lot of journos, Liverpool have got the advantage. We are at an advantage now because they need to sell him because they are spending the money which we are giving them before we've given them it. But we've probably guaranteed it to them. And also, finally, Fabrizio Romano, Costas Simicasta Roma's done. Here we go. Good luck to him. Like, he sat on the sidelines for a long time. Unfortunately, he just didn't have the minerals to get ahead of Robbo. He just didn't. Two managers didn't give him game time ahead of Robbo. So there's clearly something there which is missing. I think it's pace, if I'm completely honest. I also think he's a bit rash, but fair play to him. He's 29. He's going to get some game time at Roma. I also believe that didn't John Arnorisa leave Liverpool for Roma? So that's a familiar track. Like, we've done that before with left backs. They've left Liverpool, gone to Italy. So I think John Arnorisa left Liverpool for Roma. So it's a similar move. Good on him. But AS Roma will cover his salary. They'll cover his salary. So that's him done. So that's him moving until June next year, salary, and then it will be It will be an obligation. So that's 70,000 or £76,000 off the wage budget each month. Maybe we give that to Canate. I don't know. Maybe we free that up for Canate. I don't know. It's not my money. But Liverpool trimming the wage bill. And obviously Harvey Elliott. Liverpool hesitant to allow Elliott to leave amid RB Leipzig interest unless they sign an attacker and a big undeniable offer comes in. The Reds have noted prices paid for the likes of Dibbling, Hutchinson, Ramsey this summer and think Elliott is better. Liverpool will get their money for Elliott. they will get their money for Elliott. He's not going until they pay up. And it's going to be more than we think. I can tell you, it's going to be more than we think. I know people are thinking, 40 million for. I think we're going to end up getting about 60 million for Elliott. I really do. I think it's going to be around 60 million. I just don't see us selling him cheap. And if you notice the comment, unless they sign an attacker, so that's Liverpool signing an attacker, and that's why I'm talking about Morgan Rogers. That's why Morgan Rogers has popped up. I'm just saying. And there's also media that have said Liverpool are looking for a striker and an attacker that can play multiple positions. We're not linked with anybody else. We're not linked with anybody. Fofana's gone now. He's going to stay at his club. They've just sold 2 of their players, so he's going to be the main man. We're not linked with anyone else. We might have looked at Eze. We might have looked at Gibbs-White. But we might have looked at Kudus, but they've all gone. We might have looked at Dibbling. He's gone. There's nobody else left. We might have looked at Xavi Simons. He's gone. There's nobody else out there that we've been linked with. Morgan Rogers. I'm just saying. Look, look. Give me Guehi and Isaac, and I'm cool. Like, seriously, Guehi and Isaac, and I'm cool. But if we do Guehi, Isaac, and Morgan Rogers, then I'm wearing a spooky outfit to do a show. And I've already told you, if we sign Isaac for 120 million, which is way below the price that they want, I've said I'll do a show in a spooky outfit. I promised you that. So you can hold me to that, all right? You can hold me to that one, okay? Right, let's get into the preview. Okay, so we've got Arsenal coming up on Sunday. So let me break some information down to you, as I always do, about the game. So, can Mikel Arteta's stingy defence frustrate the champions? Right. So, the Opta computer gives Liverpool the edge, with the Reds holding a 44.9% win probability. However, Liverpool are winless in 6 Premier League matches against Arsenal, with 4 draws and 2 losses. We haven't got a great record against Arsenal. I just want to be clear. So people thinking we're going to tank them at home, you're in cuckoo land. You're in cuckoo land. If we get a draw or we play terrible and get a win, you know what? I'll take that to the bank. I'll be happy with that. Arsenal are not going to be easy. And I've said this on loads of shows with loads of Arsenal people. You don't score enough goals, with your attackers, yeah, but you score loads of set pieces. So you're really good at that, yeah. And they have a really good defence. So they really concede goals. They really concede goals. And that's the worry. That's the worry. Because Liverpool score goals. Liverpool ain't got a problem scoring goals. We've scored 2 or more goals in the last 1 million games. And we've won, I think we're unbeaten in 36 in the Premier League. So we've got a brilliant record. It's an absolutely brilliant record. So you need to look at this game. This is a tough game for Liverpool. It really is. Mo Salah's netted 11 Premier League goals against Arsenal, with only Harry Kane on 14 and Wayne Rooney on 12 ever netting more against the Gunners. Liverpool having maximum points from their opening 2 Premier League games is not, on the face of it, a surprise. But that would be without taking into account the smash and grab nature of their 3-2 win over 10 men of Newcastle United on Monday. Remember, we played on Monday. Arsenal played on Saturday. They had 2 more days rest. Remember that. And that is also before adding in both of their league outings this term, Liverpool have thrown away 2-0 leads. Federico Chiesa turned the game from the bench against Bournemouth at Anfield on match day 1, and then Rio became the 4th youngest scorer in the Premier League history to seal a remarkable win over Newcastle. If we were to make a sweeping statement just 2 games into the season, then it seems that Liverpool's firepower is getting a vulnerable defence out of trouble. Arne Slot admitted that Liverpool struggled with Newcastle physically last time out. And when it comes to physicality and fierce defending, there aren't many better teams than their next opponents. The pressure is on Mikel Arteta to go one step further this season after Arsenal have finished second in the top flight in each of the past 3 campaigns. Arsenal brought in Victor Gyökeres to fill their need for a striker, while they have added former Liverpool target Martin Zubimendi to the midfield and Nodi Madueke and Eberici Eze to the attack. But it's at the back where Arsenal continue to shine. They have kept 2 clean sheets, beating Manchester United and Leeds United, one of only 2 teams yet to concede in the Premier League this season, along with Tottenham. So it will be a stern defence going up against an excellent attack in an early tussle between 2 likely title contenders. Indeed, this is the earliest the previous season's top 2 sides are meeting in a Premier League campaign since 2017-2018, when Chelsea won 2-1 at Tottenham in matchday 2. So putting Arsenal and Liverpool together, who finished first and second, it's an anomaly. It's not meant to happen. That doesn't happen at all. Last time it happened is 2017, when Chelsea and Tottenham. So Chelsea finished first and Tottenham finished second. That must have been a shit season, mustn't it? That if Tottenham finished second, that means the Liverpool will. I don't know where we finished. I don't even want to know. So, where is it? So while Liverpool may have fallen short of their standards defensively, Slot's team have been excellent going forward, as they have been since the Dutchman took charge. In fact, Liverpool have found the net in 98% of their Premier League matches. 98% of our Premier League matches we've scored. That's mad. That is a madness. 98% of our games under Slot in the Premier League, we've scored a goal. That's crazy. Yeah, hit the likes. Let's get over 150. Come on. There's 228 of you in here. 39 out of 40 games. 39 out of 40. There's only 1 game that we didn't score, and I think that was Nottingham Forest at home. Are you serious? Are you serious? Like, 1 game we didn't score. That is mental. That is crazy. That's crazy. The highest percentage of games scored in by any manager with 15 or more games in the competition's history. Okay, so Arne Slot has already broke a record in goals scored in games. That's another record gone. The Reds have scored 93 goals since the start of last season. They have netted 17 more goals than any other top-flight team in that time, while also having the highest XG, 86.4. Wow. Okay, let's just break that down. We have scored more goals in 40 games. Hang on, is that 40 games? Yeah, we've scored more goals in 40 games than our XG. So our XG was 86 goals, yeah, in those 40 games. And we've scored 93 goals. And we had Darwin Núñez in the team. We had Darwin Núñez in the team. Wow. Let's move on. Liverpool are now on the joint third longest Premier League scoring streak, having netted in their last 36 games in the competition. Only Arsenal, 55 between 2001 and 2002, and Tottenham, 39 in 2023-2024, have scored in more consecutive matches in the competition, and Slot's team are approaching a full calendar year since they last failed to find the net in a top-flight game, which was 1-0 versus Nottingham Forest at Anfield. Let that just sink in. Only Arsenal and Tottenham are ahead of us, and that's the record. Arsenal got 55 games. Like, that's insane. Like, 55 games that they scored in. That's insane. That's going to be really difficult to get to. But we should be able to overtake Tottenham's. But Liverpool's longest scoring run is 2020. And now we're doing 2025. Which means that 36 games in a row, we could break that. So we could break another record, another Liverpool record, which will be an Arne Slot record. You'll be breaking Jurgen's record from 2020. So that's an interesting one. What else are we at? Liverpool were clinical in the extreme against Newcastle, scoring from 3 of their 5 attempts. Indeed, between Liverpool scoring their second goal through Hugo Ekitike in the 46th minute, they did not have another attempt until Rio's curled home deep in stoppage time. Now, this is really interesting. I wanted to bring this up. This was a problem in the past. Not last season, but before last season. This was a problem. Liverpool needed a lot of shots to score goals under Jurgen. We needed a lot more shots to score goals. Under Slot, we don't need a lot of shots. We scored 3 goals from 5 shots against Newcastle. This is how we play football now. We create much clinical, clear-cut chances to win games. And this is really important against an Arsenal because you won't get many chances against Arsenal. So if we only get another 5 shots, but we can score 2 goals, we're probably going to get a draw because Arsenal are probably going to score 2. They'll score 1 or 2 at Anfield. They're a good team. They score goals. So you have to look at it like that. Liverpool might not get many chances in this game. Hugo Ekitike might only get 1 chance. Hugo Ekitike scored 3 goals from 5 shots on goal. That's how clinical Hugo Ekitike's been. Like, make no bones about it, 7. He's had 7 shots and he scored 3 goals. Make no bones about it. Like we have to be clinical in these games. We have to be clinical in these games. Oh, has Indy done a post? Oh my God. This can't be real, honestly. Has Indy done a post? Oh my days. Oh, please be Guahi. Oh my God, he's not on the squad. He's not in the squad. Oh, that's happening. Okay. Is there a secret operation happening tonight by LFC to sneak Alexander Isak in for a medical? Helicopter took from near Newcastle's training ground was heading towards Liverpool. Are you kidding me? I talked about the Babblecopter. I talked about the Babblecopter in my last show. I talked about the Babblecopter in my last show. No way. Okay, I'm going to bring this up. This is hilarious. I don't know. I just think Indy's vibes now, don't you? I just think he's vibes. Anyone in Liverpool hear any helicopter sounds outside? The flight tracker went off suddenly. No, that can't be. That can't be, can it? I think the interesting one is Strand Larsen isn't playing for Wolves tonight. I think Strand Larsen's going to Newcastle, which means they've got their quota and they'd have spent their money. Indy's mad, isn't he? He's absolutely mad. The Babblecopter, it's in place. It's in play. I mean, the thing is, you'd like to say that he's making up nonsense, but he's been right about everything. Get to the chopper. Get to the chopper. Okay, let's carry on with the preview. Interesting one as well is Liverpool are the highest team to score last-minute winners in the Premier League. We have 46 and Arsenal have 34. And even though you had Fergie time, Manchester United are on 32. So we've done it more. Just saying, we've done it more. It was the teenage dream for Rio, who became just the second 16-year-old to score a winning goal in a Premier League game after Wayne Rooney versus Everton and Arsenal. Do you remember that free kick he took? Jesus Christ, about 40 yards. He also became the second youngest debut Premier League scorer in history with his goal against Newcastle behind James Vaughan, who also played for Everton. The current youngest player to score in his first two games is Federico Makeda in 2009, who's 17 years old. Who knows? He might score again, and then he might take his record. Arsenal's 5-0 defeat of Leeds did come at a huge cost. With Arteta losing Martin Odegaard, who's a 40% chance of playing, by the way, Odegaard's a 40% chance of playing, and Bukayo Saka, who's out for a few weeks. Saka went off with a hamstring problem just before Gyökeres opened his Arsenal account, and Odegaard went off with a shoulder problem in the first half. Saka looks set to be out for a month. Odegaard is touch and go. He was named in Norway's squad, though he did look in extreme discomfort and he left the field. Visiting the home of the champions without two key attackers would put even more strain on Arsenal's defence, of course. So it is a good job for Arteta and the Gunners to have been so resolute. When Saka has not featured for Arsenal in the league since he broke into the team, the Gunners' average goals per game drops to 1.5 from 2. Remember that. Remember that. That is important. When they don't have Saka, they go from 2 goals a game to 1.5. And that's important. He's so important to them. And the England winger on their side, through is Medwecki, they now have a very capable player stepping. No, they don't. Should Odegaard miss out, that could see Eze make his Arsenal debut, but there could also be even more ominous on Arsenal's set-piece threat. Since the start of 2023-24, Arsenal have scored 33 corner goals in the Premier League, more than any other side in Europe's top 5 leagues in that time frame. The Gunners have scored from a corner in their last 3 games. They have never done it in 4 games in a row. We have to stop them from breaking that record. We have to stop them from scoring a corner. We have to stop them. That's our job. If Arteta's team were to come away with a win and a clean sheet, it would be the first time Arsenal have won their opening 3 league matches without conceding since 1924. Jurriën Timber could be decisive at both ends, as he has had a hand in 5 goals in his last 5 Premier League starts, with 2 goals and 3 assists. In the win over Leeds, the Dutchman became the first defender to score 2 goals and get an assist in a match since Martin Skrtel. I didn't know that. Liverpool are winless in 6 Premier League encounters with the Gunners, four draws and 2 losses, which is their longest run without a victory against Arsenal in the league since a run of 8 between 2007 and 2011. However, Arsenal are winless in their last 12 games at Anfield since a 2-0 victory in September 2012 when Arteta featured in midfield for the Gunners. Just let that sink in. The last time Arsenal won at Anfield, Arteta was playing for Arsenal. Arteta was playing for Arsenal the last time they won at Anfield. They cannot win. We can't let them win. The last 4 games between Liverpool and Arsenal at Anfield in all competitions have been drawn, including in May when Arsenal clawed themselves back from 2-0 down in a game that came after Liverpool had already won the Premier League. We had 14 shots and 5 on target in that game and scored 2 goals, and Arsenal had 15 shots and 7 on target. And the usual suspects, Mo Salah in that game. Salah, meanwhile, has netted 11 Premier League goals against Arsenal. One of Salah's goals against the Gunners came for Chelsea, while the other 10 have been for Liverpool. Only Roberto Firmino has more against Arsenal with 11. Oh God, he loves scoring against Arsenal. And despite Arsenal's defensive record, you should expect goals in this one. Only Liverpool versus Spurs, 206, have seen more goals in all Premier League fixtures than Arsenal versus Liverpool, 198. 198 goals have been scored between us. It has seen the most goals of any fixture, 78 goals in 20 games. Liverpool are backed as favourites, with Arne Slot's side winning 44.9% pre-match Opta. Arsenal, meanwhile, have a 29.7% chance of winning and a 25.4% chance of draws. So Liverpool have got good odds at home. Good odds. Projected lineups: Alisson, Dominic Szoboszlai, Ibrahima Konate, Virgil van Dijk, Milos Kerkez, Ryan Gravenberch. It'll be Alexis McAllister, Mo Salah, Florian Wirtz, Cody Gakpo, and Hugo Ekitike. And Arsenal's lineup will be David Raya, Jurriën Timber, William Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori. They've got Ethan Nwaneri in there. They've got Zubamendi. They've got Declan Rice. They've got Madueke. They've got Martinelli. And they've got Victor Gyökeres. But they might play Eze. I don't know. They might play Eze. I'm not sure they'll play Eze. I think maybe he'll come off the bench. And that's my... that's all I've got on the preview. Let's talk about goals. What score do you think the game will be? Let me know in the chat. What score do you think the game will be? Robbo's our new vice captain. Makes sense. Give him it for another year and then he leaves on a free. The vice captain doesn't need to play. He's not really going to play, is he? I think that's an easy one. That I don't think we need to put the pressure on Mo to be a vice captain. And what's the point? He's always on the pitch with Virgil, and so is Alisson. 3-1 Liverpool. Okay, I like that. Anyone else? 2-1. 3-1 as well. 3-2. Oh, God. 3-2. Really? Really, Frank Bow? 3-2. That's going to give me a heart attack. 2-2. Yeah. Raya is due a howler. I hope so. 4-1 Liverpool. Ooh, I like it. 4-1 Liverpool. It's interesting because I said 4-2 Newcastle. Liverpool were going to beat Newcastle 4-2. 3-2. 1-0. I'd like a 1-0. I would like a 1-0, just a clean sheet at home. I'd like that. Arsenal will put 5 past Canate. Slot's banking on scoring 6. 3 or 4-0. Wow, you don't think they'll score? 1-1. Interesting. Arsenal are a good team. Let's be fair. Like, they're a good team. The only thing is, Arsenal haven't played anyone good yet, so we need to just be a little bit realistic. Like, they played Manchester United, who got beat by Grimsby, and they played Leeds, who are bums. So this is their first test, really, and they haven't played anyone really of some test in the Premier League this season. Liverpool aren't going to be easy. Like, Slot's going to get them drilled with the set pieces, and we've now got Briggs, who's now moved out of being a coach into our set piece coach. So hopefully we'd have sorted that out. And you have to be honest, like, we did really well against Newcastle. They battered us. They absolutely battered us with long balls and long throws and free kicks. We played this high line once and we got caught when we should have played the deeper line, which helped us out. And Keke's got done on the back post. He got done on the back post because Ekitike didn't track his runner. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I feel like it could be a 2-1. I think it could be a 2-1. I'm saying 2-1. I'm saying Ekitike and Salah. That's crazy. I'm sorry. That's just crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, no, but he was still being a coach. Like, he's just full time, which means he can probably put all his effort into set pieces now, which is important because it seems to be what teams are focusing on. We were really good at set pieces last season, and now we've just fell to pieces because we've conceded 4. 4 of our 7 goals have been from set pieces that we've conceded. Like, sorry, yeah. No, not 4 of the 7 goals. We've scored 7 goals. Sorry. 2 of the 4 goals that we've conceded are set piece goals. Hang on, that's not right. We've conceded 2 goals against Newcastle, both set pieces. No goals against. Sorry, 2 goals we conceded against Bournemouth. None of them were set pieces. And 2 goals against Crystal Palace. None of them were set pieces either, were they? You think we'll win 4-2? I hope so. Also, big up Charlie for the super chat. I hope so, mate. I really hope so. I don't think we have a throwing coach. 2-1 Verts and Gapco. Verts will score a worldie. I hope so. I really hope he does. Verts will make an announcement. I mean, at the end of the day, like, they're going to give us a bit of space because they're going to try and play football. So we might actually get to play a bit more of an expansive game because Arsenal are going to play quite expansive. Big up Brett for being a member as well. Big up Brett. I can't have Canate having a shit game. I can't have Canate. If Canate has a shit game, then he's lamb to the slaughter. Like, he's literally lambs to the slaughter, and he is. He's lamb to the slaughter if Canate has a shit game. He just is. Like, it's just unfortunate, but he just is. Arnie Slot's named Andy Robinson as the new vice captain. That makes sense. That just makes sense that he is, because you give it to a player that's not going to play much. You give it to a player that's not going to play much. We did it with Hendo and Milner. Do you remember? Hendo was the captain. Milner was the vice captain. And he didn't play much. There's no point having the vice captain on the pitch all the time. There's just no point. So that makes a lot of sense. And he'll be the vice captain for a year. And then it'll probably get passed on to McAllister. It'll probably get passed on to McAllister then. Or maybe even, I mean, there's no point even giving it to Guehi, like, because he's going to be on the pitch as well. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, Robbo's been at the club for what, 10 years? Like, that makes sense. Look, Canate is what he is, isn't he? Like, it is what it is, Canate. But you just look at Canate. Canate's been a good player last season. He was a good player. He was a good player last season. I don't think the vice captain means anything, really. Like, I just don't think it does. It's the captain. He's the one. But Robbo sets an example anyway. That's what he is. Like, he's a stalwart. He's been at the club for years and years. He's not going anywhere, so it makes sense. Do I carry on until I go on to Dom's show? I'm thinking I might just carry on and then send you all over to Dom. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the show and I'm going to put in the redirect to Don. So stay on and I'll be on Don's show, Donny Sam's show at 11. So this will take you straight to his show that will start at 11. And I would love you all to be involved in that. There's over 200 of you in here. So I'd love you all to be involved in that show. And come on over and say hello. Hang on 2 seconds. Let me just put the redirect on. And there's 140 of you have liked the video. Really appreciate it. But can we get that up to 150? If we can do that, that would be amazing. So if we can bump that up to 150, that would be incredible. I've just put the redirect onto Don's, which starts in about 15 minutes, which gives me enough time to go downstairs and to make another cup of coffee. And then I'll be back up to do Don's show. So if you can all whack in KMAT Raid, as you always do, much love. And I will see you all in about 15 minutes for Don's show. All right. You all have a great evening, and I will catch you all up on the chat soon in Don's show, where that's going to be fire, because we're going to chop it up and talk about a lot of stuff that's happening. Okay. I appreciate being 240 of you in here. Amazing stuff. Remember as well, in the in my description, you have got Match Bingo. It's in there. Quickly scan the QR code. If you want to know more about the app, hit the link that's in my description. Download the app today, and obviously get your bingo cards for the weekend. Thank you for all the people that have super chatted, and also thank you everyone that's become a member recently. Really appreciate it. Remember, if you want to support the channel, become a subscriber. That's always free. Hit the likes. That's free. And if you do want to be a member, it's 99p. I won't put the price up. A lot of people are. I'm not putting the price up. I'm sticking at 99p for everybody. And you get all my content, and you also get to join in on my conspiracy and rabbit holes. All you need to do is ask Mr. Sky Blue how good that show is. Okay? It's a box office show. All right? Get involved. It's only 99p. And look, You support the channel, I get a cool microphone. It's what I bought. You support the channel, I maybe get a green screen. You support the channel, maybe I buy OBS, which cost a friggin' fortune, and then I can have more overlays and other cool things. Yeah, that's what it's all about. It all gets invested into the channel, and I do try to do shows every day. And I will see you all in about 15 minutes on Hussam Show. So remember, hit kmack raid, stick it in the chat, and I'll see you all on Sunday. I'm sorry, I'll see you all on Sunday because I'm not doing the show on Saturday. I'm having the day off. And I'll see you all on the show on Saturday for Conspiracies and Rabbit Holes, and we'll do a little bit of a football catch-up as well, okay?